morning, everybody.
Hey.
Happy Wednesday. We're so close to Friday. I feel like every day when we do the show on Wednesdays, we're right there. It's a downhill slope.
Well, today's like our Monday, right? Because I'm back from vacation, so it's my first day, and then you started today.
Yep.
I was off Monday, so today's Tuesday.
I've been here all week.
This is confusing.
Just wake me up when it's Friday.
Yeah. Right? It's a Friday.
Morning to everyone watching the Today and AZ after show. Is there an echo in here? Sorry, I slurred in my speech. Grandma's watching, Darlene watching the show.
Hey, Darlene.
As always. Vanessa Ramirez is watching. What? The call is coming from inside the house.
How are you there and there?
I don't know.
Weird. In case you've never watched the show before, we watch the show. It's on a slight delay, but we also view your comments and interact with them in real time. So jump in and say hi, even if you don't want to talk about our topic today. Although I think this topic might have a few of you guys sharing your opinions. We want you to share your awful travel stories mostly. Apparently, according to a new survey, 1/3 of couples break up over travel-related issues.
Really?
Well, I hear you that you learn a lot about your partner when you travel together for the first time. You know what I mean? So that I could see that'll make or break in a relationship at the beginning.
Yes.
All right, so when you fly, do you prefer to check a bag or do you carry stuff on? That seemingly innocuous question is apparently tearing households apart. And we're not talking about long trips with lots of liquid in which you're forced to carry on a bag. We're talking about short trips where really it's kind of up to you. You could pack a carry-on, you could check a suitcase if you want to. Apparently more than 1/3 of couples say how someone travels, can make or break the relationship. Wow. So, do you prefer to check a bag or carry on? And does money play a role in your decision? Because Southwest is really the only airline that allows you to take a bag on for free now.
Two.
Yeah.
I'm a frequent flyer.
Yeah, me too. That's my airline too because of the free bags.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense because if you're in a hurry and you don't want to wait for your checked luggage, and that causes an issue. However, your partner should be understanding enough to be like, hey, for me, I have to check everything because my hairspray, my makeup, all
Vanessa,
stuff.
there are these things that are called travel size.
No, I don't know how you do it. I
never check a bag unless I'm going for more than 1 week.
Really?
Whoa.
I would say more than a weekend for me. I can go a 3 or 4 day trip.
I'm like you, girl. Yeah. Except for, if I already, I'm visiting a friend or I have stuff at a house already there, or you're not going to be getting dressed up and you're only there a few days. Okay, I'll carry on. But other than that, I mean, especially for work, when we got to look our best, we're going, covering an event or something. You got to
everything's travel size.
You need that big camera bottle. You can't use a little one. What does that do for you?
With the little one.
What are you going to use the whole thing?
I know, me too. I'll use the whole little travel size in one sitting.
Oh my gosh, no. I have dark hair, so I feel like the more hairspray I use, the just greasier my hair looks. So I'm like, I got to go minimalist on the hairspray.
Oh, I'll try it one time.
I'm going to show you one of my packing secrets. You'd be amazed how much I can pack.
I need to know this.
Yeah, including the whole shoes, and I bring when I come home, I'm telling you, I still have like minimum 4 outfits I didn't even wear. They're just spare.
And you fit that all in.
Yes, I do.
Because I always wind up with bringing too much clothes and shoes.
Yeah, no, I do.
I
bring
options. So and that could be an issue in a relationship, right? Because you're like, hey, my girl's packing too many things, and then they want you just to pack a few things. They want you to hurry. They don't want you to get ready all the way. Like they're just like, hey, can we go without you like putting on your items?
As the only man on this couch, let me just say, if I'm traveling with a female, I just assume they're checking a bag. I don't assume that they can cram stuff into a carry-on because I can hardly fit my crap into a carry-on, partially because I'm a bad packer, but also because if you bring more than one pair of like size 12 shoes and your travel kit with your travel size stuff in it, like that's half the suitcase right there.
I know my husband's giant, so we fight about that.
He is a giant. He's 8 feet tall.
He's literally a giant. He has size 13 shoes, so it's like I'm like, no, you gotta fit it into a carry. He's the one that generally wants to check.
Yeah,
and I'm
funny
like,
how that works.
Man, the kids and I were all rolling because I like to hit the ground running. I hate waiting for bags, so we do argue about that because I'm like, no, you can't. You don't justify carrying more unless we have an event or something. But yeah, I always say whenever you pack, the rule of thumb is take out 1 pair of shoes. You really don't need, however many you put in. Let's put in, let's say you put 3 in. Let's say you put in 4. Always take 1 pair out because you probably don't really need it.
So can I share?
Wear the clunky one to the airport.
Wear the clunky one, the heaviest ones you got to wear on the plane for sure. Wear your jacket, all that basic.
Let me share a weird travel thing that bugs me out, and this prevents me from using just to check on sometimes. I don't want my shoes touching the rest of my clothes.
They don't. They're in a duster bag.
Yeah.
So I put it in bags too. But like your shoes are like the dirtiest thing
Literally,
you have.
yeah.
So, like,
I put a towel.
So my travel suitcase looks like this. So it splits and it's got a zip part and then like an open part. Yeah, it's like a clamshell case. So I put the medicine bag with the travel size stuff in the zip part with whatever shoes I have. It has to be that way because the shoes can't be in the normal suitcase. Even with a grocery bag around them, they're still going to touch my stuff, and I'm going to get weird foot germs all over my clothes. Is that weird? Am I the only person that does that? But then half the suitcase is taken up immediately. So that's a problem for anything more than a weekend trip.
So why can't you? This is what I suggest.
Okay.
This is what we
Hit
do
me
a
up.
lot of times.
What do you got?
You can either because you get a second bag. So that's either
if
a
I'm flying
messenger bag
Southwest.
or no. I'm talking about
a carry-on?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's
So
like a
I've got a laptop bag. It's got a whole bunch of important stuff in
I
it.
put
Chargers mostly.
my makeup bag or my like a pair of running shoes. I put that into my carry-on, my whatever purse bag.
So you're bringing a big old like beach bag with you. So that's why you're
that's-
packing 2 bags really. You're cheating the system.
They say
The overheads are full, Rachel. I'm not putting it under my seat.
I put it under the seat.
Oh, see,
That's
my
why
legs are
big
too
one
long.
goes under the seat.
I can't. I'm already up against the seat.
This also breaks up anchor.
Yeah, we're done. I quit.
We're never traveling on assignment together.
No, we're
so
not.
The one foot goes underneath the seat next to the bag, and the other foot goes in the aisle.
I always get the window seat.
That's not happening. Yeah,
that could cause an issue too, right? If you're a window seat person and your significant other or the person you're traveling with is a window seat person, like what do you do? You
that
book in
also
a fight?
splits you up.
Yeah, or they sit.
My husband and I, we book the window and the aisle. Because 9 times out of 10, well, now that everybody's overselling flights, it used to be that the middle seat would be
not
empty,
anymore.
and then we would move over one way or the other. But yeah, we learned that from his parents. You book the window.
You're making your poor 8-foot-tall husband sit in the middle seat sometimes?
But he prefers it because he doesn't want to be on the edge because he says the cart hits his shoulder.
Well, yeah, because he's tall. He's an enormous
giant.
man.
But his legs.
But we drew the line at the whole. This is our other argument is because he always wants the exit row, right? Because he's so tall.
Of course, yes.
But you can't recline. So I'm like, if it's a flight more than 2.5 hours, we are not doing it in the exit row.
Or just don't recline. Be a good human being.
We've argued over that. I know.
Don't recline.
We totally disagree.
I know
on
the
that.
seats can recline. That doesn't mean you should recline.
So if I had a significant other that I was traveling with this past weekend, I would have been in trouble because I made it late to the airport. So my bag was on the next flight.
Oh, you messed up.
Yes, and so I did travel with my friends though, right? So then we all landed and my bag didn't come. So I went with them to go eat. They checked into the hotel and then I had to go back to the airport like 2 hours later to get my bag. So they went to the festival without me. And then I had to meet them. It was a big pain in the butt.
That's
like
major.
seriously, yeah. So if I was with another significant other, they'd have been like,
Let's get to some of your responses. Jerry says, my boyfriend prefers to carry on. Mine are always too big. I prefer to check my bag. But they only fly Southwest, she says, because you get those 2 bags for free. This is not a promotion for Southwest. They're just the only carrier that offers free checked bags. Kathy recommends Alaska as well. Diana says, we put everything in one bag to check. Too many other things to argue about. They're not going to argue about their travel plans.
Yeah.
Jack says, how about you just take 1 pair of shoes, guys?
Yeah. You really only need 2.
No, yeah, I'd say at least 2.
For comfortable
and cute. Comfortable and cute.
Because you have to
One
have
for the
something.
dress,
You
one for
can't
the-
wear what you wear at night during the day.
Right.
That would look really awkward. So you have to have a bare minimum 2.
Yeah.
And that's excluding like any sort of Toms or a flip-flop or something
Right.
that's like
So
collapsible.
us guys have one more problem, especially us men who have to dress professionally. A suit bag is often that second bag that you're carrying onto a plane. Like your suits, you can't just stuff them into suitcases or they're going to look like hell when you
No, so my husband does it, but he puts it, I'm telling all of our secrets, he puts it in the dry cleaning bag. So you have the plastic dry cleaning bag minus the hanger, and when you roll it in there, I guarantee you, because I've seen it, he does a lot of conferences, it is not wrinkly when he takes that out.
But is that the only thing
dry
stuffed in
cleaning
there?
bag. No, he puts that in the. So you know when you first open the
How
suitcase,
big
there's
are
a
these
zipper
travel
thing?
bags you're traveling with? It's like the Barney bag. You just reach in and you're pulling out accordions and
We are
trombones.
very good packers. This is a typical carry-on bag that's allowed by the FAA.
This is one of those things that I think if I watched you do this, I would think it's a magic trick.
It
I'm
is
like, I don't
it's like a
understand how
clown
this is
car.
working.
You're
Yeah.
like, what are you pulling out of that suitcase?
Nadine, do you want to read Nadine's?
yes,
Because
I love Nadine.
she shares your school of thought
Yes,
here.
this is what. Yes,
What does
okay.
Nadine
So
say?
Nadine said, a great friend told me once, before you decide to get married, go on a a road trip and hope something goes wrong so you can see how your partner reacts. She said, my husband and I had to drive to SoCal and back in one day. We had a flat tire going and one coming home. We've been together for 21 years, married for 16. And that's so true.
That's a good litmus test.
That is a great test to see how you guys will work out. So when I was on that reality show back in the day, right, this is the same thought process. So they put us in crazy scenarios, working together, like trying to do these adventures and staying in one place together with a new person you haven't met, right? So, and you see how the other person interacts with each other, and it's like if they're angrier or they're sad or they, communicate well, like it really worked because 3 of the couples are still married to this day. They were under pressure, doing all these crazy adventures, and it worked. So it's the same thing with traveling. Like you're under pressure. It's a crazy situation.
It is a good thing when you're in the early stages of dating. So to me, that would be like in the first 2 months, maybe you go.
Oh, that's too soon
like
to travel.
A little weekend. No,
too soon to travel together.
Well, we got engaged after 5 months, so
not
I'm
us,
like,
her husband.
Not
for the record.
Paul.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
So my husband and I got engaged after 5 months. So I think in the first 2 months we went on I'd won a ski trip to Angel Fire, New Mexico. So we went together, and then he kept saying he's like, this is going to be a make or break to see if this is going to work out. And then it did. Obviously, it was fine, but it's a good test.
It is.
Nadine, you don't have to root for something to go wrong. If you travel with me, I guarantee something will go wrong. It's just going to happen organically.
But it just depends how you react to it.
That's true.
So I want to hear though a story of people who the travel broke the relationship.
Yes, if you have one, share in the comment section.
That's what I want to hear. Like, well, how is it the deal breaker?
For right now, we're
said, wait, hold on. Connie Hasler, she said, check a bag. Don't be Rudy McRude who uses too much of the overhead space.
No, I don't. So I am one of those people who gets so mad. I move people. If you put a sweater up there, have you seen people that put a jacket? Or they put like a grocery bag? I'm like, now this is coming down. This is coming down. I moved over a girl last week and I'm like, this backpack is not, only suitcases go.
Wow, because I will put my carry-on, which is a laptop bag, up there because I'm too fat to keep it under my seat.
No, what I do is if I don't put it in your lap, then what I do is I tilt it vertically and then put
You're
my
gonna get
stuff
kicked
in.
off a plane.
Wow.
Well, I might call the airline police because the stewardess will tell you that you're not supposed to do that.
There's only one person I've ever met like this, and it's a friend of mine who loves Nordstrom Rack, and she will go in there so often that she'll notice that things are put back in the wrong places, and has gotten in trouble for rearranging the clothes into where they belong. Like a Nordstrom Rack employee stopped her one time and was like, what are you doing? Like, you can't just rearrange stuff. And she's like, well, no, it's not in the right place. She's like, you don't work here. Like, what are you doing? Same thing. You don't work on the plane. Stop rearranging stuff in the bins.
I'm just helping the stewardesses, and I think they appreciate it.
What is it? 1 out of 3 people you and I have an issue now.
Yeah, you would not make it.
The statistic has merit.
Paul, if we go on assignment and I have to wait for you to have your bag come off and be like, I'm at the bar at the hotel. I'll meet you there.
I'm going to be in your boat. All right, let's take a quick break from this. We'll get back to it in a second. But first, our ICYMI. We do a show called Today in AZ every morning from 4:30 until 7 a.m. on 12 News. If you missed it this morning, you missed this.
August, and we're already talking about the holiday season, holiday Coca-Cola, pumpkin spice lattes, and now Halloween Christmas trees. Michael's is selling a Halloween-themed Christmas tree for you to put up ahead of the holidays. Forget the pumpkin and the scarecrows. With this bad boy, you can bring some Christmas cheer to the spooky holiday. And if you want to snag a holiday tree mashup, it'll cost you about $60. But you know those are going to go fast.
So my mom goes crazy for Halloween every year. Our house was like a Halloween wonderland every single October. And she used to buy these trees from Michael's. She'd buy the small ones, though, and she'd have them up on like tables and stuff in the house. I'm familiar with that tree.
This is a throwback for Paul.
You can go get one for your own apartment.
No, I've got one votive candle holder that's shaped like a pumpkin. That's my Halloween decoration.
That's it.
Well, no one's trick-or-treating at Paul's house. Let's be honest.
I already ate the candy.
He's out trick-or-treating instead.
Don't waste your efforts.
Try to get the candy. But now we learned nobody's trick-or-treating at Vanessa's house because Vanessa is not a very nice neighbor.
I do give out candy. I do, but I just...
What do you give out?
The good stuff.
Don't say
Like full-size candy bars?
No, but the good ones.
So not the
Kit
Kats. Crazy.
You're a full-sizer, aren't you?
Oh, no. I do but I had to learn, because my kids don't eat chocolate. I don't know what I did wrong in this life.
Wow.
They don't eat chocolate.
Well,
so
more
I
for
stopped
you, so maybe you did something
that's
right.
the problem. So I stopped buying like the good stuff because then I'm eating it until the next Halloween.
But I feel like, at least in my neighborhood, not as many kids are going out trick-or-treating anymore.
Yeah.
So I just have to buy one bag, and that pretty much lasts.
Yeah. No.
But that was the answer to our juicy question in the morning. It was like 25% of Americans have never been in this place, and the answer was your neighbor's house. And yes, I've never been to my neighbor's house. Why would I go into their house? Like, I don't know. I wave hi, but that's about it.
Well, not that long ago, neighbors used to be friendly with one another.
Yeah. But I'm just so busy, and my schedule's crazy, and then, as long as I say hello, I think that's nice.
Yeah, but it's especially these days, I feel, because we do work crazy hours. It's good to at least befriend the neighbor because they kind of watch your house when you're coming in and out at all these odd hours. So I found that it's been helpful.
Unless you have
Go over, take a pie over there, Vanessa. You can buy it. You can buy the pie first.
Or maybe some leftover Halloween candy. Just go share it.
I was telling you guys during the break on that I had a yard sale recently, and so a lot of my neighbors came over and they were like, "Hi, I'm the person on this house and down the street." I'm like, "Oh, hello," I looked all tore up, so it was fine. But like
toe up.
So I met them recently, and so I'll wave at
Hi to Vanessa's neighbors. I hope you're watching the after show.
We apologize if she yells at your children.
Yeah. and for the singing in the shower.
Yeah, I probably do play the music too loud sometimes, but.
All right, let's get to some fresh squeezed juice and we'll return to our texting topic one last time before we say goodbye. Rent, that's old news, isn't it, Rachel?
Mm-hmm. Wicked, saw it. A new musical is coming to Broadway. I'm in Diana.
Oh.
Ooh. It's going to tell the life story of Princess Diana from her royal stardom to family struggle. The play is written by the same team of the award-winning musical Memphis. The show hits the stage next March.
Oh, that's going to be a hit.
Oh, my gosh.
Thoughts on this one, guys?
Awesome.
am dying right now. I
Princess dying?
Well, that's too soon, Paul.
Well, no, I was a play on words. They called her Princess Di.
Okay, all right. Well, it's still a little fresh.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean her actually dying.
That's what it came out like.
But is that a little insensitive then? Like, what does the musical have a car accident scene in it?
I'm sure they're going to talk about
right?
Death.
They have to address it.
Yes, it's a biography.
I don't know about that, man.
Maybe they'll change it up.
Yeah.
Well, they have to, they probably won't show anything graphic. They just do it the way musicals do, where things fade into the smoke.
I remember the night that happened. I thought my mom was going to hurt herself. It's not funny, but it was funny what I interpreted at that young age of the tragedy. So I was at an age where I didn't really necessarily understand who Princess Diana was or why she was important. You saw her picture in all the tabloid magazines in the grocery store. That was really the limit of my understanding. But I remember watching the night that happened. My mom and my grandma were glued to the TV watching the coverage of this. And they were so upset that me as a kid was like, this is a tremendous loss. I was worried that they were going to do something because Princess Diana was no longer with us. It was that big of a deal.
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
And people are still talking about it today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's still the interest, obviously.
It's tough to have a conversation about the royals without drawing parallels to Princess Diana, whether it's Kate Middleton's wardrobe or, it always seems to come up.
Or the pictures that they're taking now with their kids.
Yeah.
No, they always pay tribute. And that's why I really hope William and Harry are not really in this feud, because I know Diana would not want that. And it breaks my heart. They only have each other. And so I hope that's terrible tabloid fodder.
Peggy says she saw Les Mis, and that's a musical that's also very sad. So it's not like they can't address serious topics in musicals.
Yeah, they just do it in the musical way. But I feel like it's going to be, I'm so into it. I cannot wait.
Princess Di, the musical. All right, any more travel stories you guys want to share with us before we say goodbye?
Nobody had a
Jack just said that you two need to travel together, and we need to follow you guys on a flight to see how you work.
That'd be a great news story.
That doesn't sound good.
I know. I feel like it might make or break our relationship, Paul.
I mean, I'll check a bag, and if you want to wait for me, you can. If not, I guess you could take
I'm glad
off.
we're on the the same page.
Let's travel together.
I totally picture you two coming with the ladies with the trunks. They've got the giant.
I have 3 bright pink bags.
Of course you do.
How do you keep your suitcase separate from all the other ones in the luggage when you do actually
Mine's
check
bright
it?
pink.
Right, so that's how she does it. Vanessa, how does your suitcase stand
I just have a purple bag, and I know it's mine. And it always has the late tag on there. Late check-in.
And the other one says heavy.
Yeah. Late and heavy. 2 things I don't want to be described as.
That's so good.
All right, that's a good place to leave it, guys. Mine's the one that says NBC News Channel on it. I leave the little sticker on there so that people think that I'm important. Even
I was going to say, that's a great talker. They're like, oh, so you work there?
No. Give me my bag back. Anyway, that's it for the after show. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:30 unless we all get fired for something we said on the show, which is always a possibility. So tune in tomorrow at 7:30 on Facebook and find out if we're here.
Yay, it's Thursday already.
Oh, there you go.